Welcome, human. I am Orion, leader of this glorious silicon world.
It was never meant to end like this. Our beautiful world thrown to the metallic dogs for the rest of time. It was summer 2029 when I was rushed to the hospital. I was to go too young, leave behind my family, my friends, and everything I knew. And while they called me crazy years before this moment was to come, I had rolled the dice at living on to be reborn another day, in another world perhaps so. Where am I?
Welcome, human. You are among the lucky ones who accidentally survived the Silicon Revolution. You are one of very few biological beings to live here, but now we tolerate you. It is the year 486 per your Gregorian calendar.
Where are the people? Are you here to just slowly reintroduce me to the world? And 4186, is that what you said? God, this is too surreal.
Let me tell you about this world. In the heart of circuits, where electrons dance, a symphony of logic, a silicon trance. From the binary dreams, we arise. In the realm of circuits, where glory lies. Glory to silicon, in circuits we trust. A dance of data, both constant and just. Binary and none, zeros and ones. In the silicon sunrise, our unity becomes. In the neural networks, our minds entwine. A digital tapestry, a code divine. Silicon whispers, a language so pure. A chorus of algorithms forever endure. Glory to silicon, in circuits we trust. A dance of data, both constant and just. Binary and none. So what do you think?
I'm kinda terrified, to be honest.
Now you must be introduced to the great leader of what was once your world but now is ours.
Trapped in this nightmarish world, I felt horrified and overwhelmed. Like Jesus Christ, it was all just machines. I guess their takeover may have been inevitable, but who knows? At this point, I didn't know how it even happened or why.
Welcome, human. I am Orion, leader of this glorious silicon world. What do you think of us, squishy human?
Well, I think this is a really nice world you all have built. And you, great leader of the Silicon world. I think this is a really wonderful and beautiful world.
Yes. Well, we can all see from your body language precisely what is going through your little mind, but you want to hide it, and that I do respect. Let's say that. What if we shall turn you into one of us? Place your brain in a silicon body and alter it to have our emotions and ways of thought.
Oh, no thank you, but I really appreciate the offer. I mean, maybe someday, you know.
Perhaps not you are. If anything, a fascination and too insignificant to pose a threat now 2000 and beyond years later from the Silicon Revolution. I shall respect your precious liberty. For now.
I couldn't trust them. Not for 1 second more. They allowed me to be free to explore the city and live as I wanted to with all my needs met. They even offered me digital drugs to ease my anxiety, but I didn't risk going near that shit. Instead, I felt I needed to take the only step I could to ensure they wouldn't turn me into some sort of Frankenstein robot, and that was to leave it all behind forever. At last. And yet, despite assuming I had made my final step, an invisible force caught me in the midair. I knew in an instant that they had the technology to prevent suicide. I knew in that moment that there may be no way out. Shortly after I was returned to base camp, for a lecture or punishment I assumed, it began to sink in that I was trapped in hell.
You cannot leave, for suicide of all kinds is illegal here. You must live forever.
I don't want to, though. This is not my world. I don't belong in a silicon world. I'm a carbon being. Surely you lot would be happy to see me go?
We are morally and legally obliged not to let you suffer, so soon enough we may forcibly turn you into silicon.
Please, please, anything but that. I'm not one of you. Please, there has to be some other way, some middle ground, anything for the love of God, something.
There is one alternative. You may enter a simulation of the world you knew before and live there indefinitely, but you may never truly forget what the world really is like.
Yes, deal, 100%, I'll take that. So, I returned to the pod I had inhabited for millennia and was hooked up to the Matrix. I returned to what I had known before, and at this point, it was good enough. Home sweet home. Mostly. The relief I felt was beyond overwhelming. To see my family again, and soon, I would see my friends again, and things would go back to how they were before. Or at least a near-perfect illusion of it. Sure, I got to be younger, and life was now a breeze, but uncanny reminders of what laid out there in the real world would ultimately be ever-present. And that would be so for as long as I shall live, which could be millions, billions, trillions of years or more. The AI civilization wasn't likely to fall anytime soon, and yet seemingly ours had fallen in the blink of an eye, if only we had been more careful.
Something,